Hello, my name is Javier and I will explain my contributions on the game on fencing VR training from the beginning. First, this is the attack stim, the target hit stim, which is one of the trainings that I made. And here you can see that there's a new bounding box which I created for this submission, where if you are inside, the game will work normally, but if you step outside of it, the game will pause. Then I also implemented the change to an avatar, so the target can change between a flat image or an avatar. And finally, I can say that the stance position is something I created back when we were doing the game. So here you can see that when you do the stance position outside of the bounding box, it doesn't work, but if you do it inside, it will work, as we want the players to be in the right position when they are playing the game. Then, now you can see that you can hit the target from outside, but nothing will happen, so this will not allow cheaters to get higher scores. You will have to play it right if you want to get a high score. Next, I also implemented the way to go back to the main stim, the start stim. And now we go to the parry. This is the one Parry made. And here I also implemented the bounding box, where if you're outside, you cannot hit you cannot use the parry, but if you're inside, the game resumes and you get to hit it again. I had some problems implemented this, as I was not familiar with the code, but I managed to implement it in a way that there will be no possible cheating. Next, we go to the distance training, which is the other training I created. Here I changed the wall for an avatar and created also the bounding box. Then I also fixed the score. Let's go now into the unity scene. Here I created the game zone prefab, this one, which is the cube that when you enter it, the game will resume, and where you are out of it, the game will not play. So far, you will not get a score and the time won't go down. How did I make it for it? I created two unity events, one for where the player enters, that I will call the function resume target from the target practice, and another one for when the player exits the cube, which will pause the game. Here's the script. It's a very simple script that checks if the player is inside a collider by checking if the bounds contain the player head, and invokes the on trigger the event, the unity event. Then the changes I made on the target practice were creating the two functions, resume game and post game, which is just setting a bool to false and cancelling all the invocations, and resume, it's getting back is playing true, so the update will start working, and then calling the spawn target function, which is this one here, and it's the one that spawns the targets when there's no target. So after I did this to all the three things that we have, and then I also added I fixed the change target and made the avatar spawn where the picture is when the button is clicked. Then I fixed some bugs, and that's all I did for this submission.